And off we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Greyhounds taking on the Devils. The Devils are receiving nicely and doing a good job of looking after their own ball at the moment. Off to that 10. And they get a brilliant exit driver. Will he get the 50-22? I think he might just have done that. And that's a brilliant way to start the game for this Devils side. He'll want to be very clinical in the beginning stages of this. Or maybe not. It will be a Falcon feed into that line out. And it's the first sort of real set piece opportunity, so it'll be quite interesting to see what the Greyhounds can conjure up here. And they managed to look after their own ball. What they're going to work around here. A centre crash. And looked after so well. There are a couple of Devils there waiting in the wings to try to turn that over. Sent up into the air. Retained nicely by the Peterhouse swing. But tell you what, just as we say that, Falcon College with some really good chases there. And they haven't managed to turn it over, but they've put a decent amount of pressure on the Peterhouse side, and that is well up. And the number 4 jumper for the Peterhouse Devils, again, just setting themselves up for an exit. And into touch. Joined here by a man who you'll hear a lot of this afternoon, Mr. TC. How's it going, TC?
Good, Moody. How are you, man? Hope you're all. Lovely day out here in Marundra at Peterhouse, and looking forward to this game, obviously, and the big one coming after this.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. Peterhouse Falcon is always a treat, to say the least, and Peterhouse losing that line out. Falcon work it through the hands and then straining up to allow them more space. Choosing to use the boot again. It bounces well for Peterhouse, and they've got to leap around. An attempt at a tackle. Tip tackle doesn't work. And that's just the pressure off the line from Falcon College. Doing so well. Unfortunately, not called forward by Mr. Referee. But they've done such a good job of chasing it. I think we'll see a lot of kicking from this Falcon side. Peterhouse setting up their pods with a big carry from the number 6. A bit too slow, rolling away. The number 8 from Falcon. Peterhouse call for more men to guard at that breakdown, and all that they're going to do is bang it downfield again. Bounces in the field. Oh, they come back for the penalty. I don't know what they would have opted for. TC, if you're in that situation, do you want the kick or the penalty? I mean the line or penalty.
Certainly want the penalty to get upfield, but not a bad idea from Fantiso to go for the kick there. But yeah, so far decent start from Peterhouse. Falcon also settling into it, but yeah, looks good this.
So Peterhouse will get a penalty, and they're going to bash it into touch. They'll certainly gain a few more meters than they had originally, much to their delight. Into the danger zone for the Falcon side. They've defended well, and they've kicked well as well. But both sides kicking rather quite well thus far, so it'll be an interesting encounter. I think we're going to see lots of ball coming off the boot here. Still deadlocked very early on in this first half. It's a beautiful day out here at Peterhouse. It is the first of the 2 encounters we will see. The return trip to come from Falcon later on. A bit of beautiful set piece from the Peterhouse side. And they're spreading it out wide. Pressure coming, and that's a beautiful line run. But looked after so well. Was that man in there early to jackal? And tell you what, he has been there. Referee Takadiwa Chifumbu rewarding Falcon for their good pace at the breakdown, getting over that ball well and truly strongly, and they get themselves a penalty.
Yeah, great work at the breakdown there, Moody, getting into a strong position. And Peterhouse arriving late to that breakdown. Falcon did enough to enforce that penalty, and they've booted it into touch, so they get an opportunity now to play the ball. They haven't really had much time to play the ball. Let's see what they can do.
TC, they haven't, as Peterhouse have had most of the possession now, but this is a golden chance for the Falcon side to set up something up. They've used the boot a lot. I'd like to start, to see them run it a little. Let's see what they're made of. It is early on here. I guess both sides are really, checking each other out. They managed to do well at their breakdown, getting some brilliant ball, but wow. It is a big carry, but he was met even stronger in defense. Still able to look after it. And they change direction and make some meters over the gain line. Peterhouse over that. They've got advantage as well, the Falcon side. Still chop you at it. Referee comes back for offsides at the breakdown. So Falcon slowly getting themselves into this. A few mistakes by this Devils side in their black boots. And the Greyhounds, however, I'm sure they'll bash it into touch again and get some more meters, get closer to that line, closer to the promised land. He's got a left boot, and I don't think he'll make it. And it's well up, receiving it, and he sends it back up. So Falcon, unfortunately, with a golden chance, they've thrown it away. Just not clinical enough, TC. That's something they're going to have to weed out of the game super quick if they look to do well here.
Oh, absolutely, especially in the early exchanges of this game. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Get a penalty, failed to kick it for touch, but how's that from Weller? Getting it in his 22 and immediately getting rid of any danger, but it is Falcon on the 50-meter mark with the line out.
Oh, beautiful set play there by Falcon. Doing well at their line out, looking crispy as. Just not good at the hands. He's broken the line. Will he have the pace? Unfortunately not. Peterhouse, some good scrambling defense, certainly diving over. Referee up to the challenge. TC, just silly mistakes, You don't need to rush. You can keep your body in a decent position, but just throwing himself over.
Oh, how's that for a run from the tight head? He couldn't believe his eyes. The gap opened. He's like, I'm going for this one. Fortunately, lacked a bit of wheels there, but good intent shown by the tight head.
Another kick. I've really enjoyed the kick and open play. However, when they do get penalties, it hasn't been great. And as I say that, he kicks it straight down the throat of the wing for Peterhouse, and they carry on. It's definitely a tactic. If we're seeing it at second team level, I'm sure we'll see a bit of kicking as well in the first. TC, have you been privileged enough to maybe have seen a few of these guys' games? I know you actually did Peterhouse Lomagandi. Do they use that kick much? Even though I think that would be dangerous, seeing as Lomagandi have some fast guys.
Yep, they did indeed. Yep, watched and called the Peterhouse Lomagandi game out in Chinoy. What a game that was. The lead was exchanged several times in the game. Peterhouse ending up coming out on top, and they were really chuffed by that victory. So it's going to be interesting today. Falcon also looking good, and a penalty there. Lots of penalties early on in this game, hey, Moody?
Yeah, no, big time. It's just a discipline thing. We saw it that last breakdown. I think he was there in good time. He had good speed on him, or behind him rather, but just falling over. And again, the kicking for touch. TC, another kick into touch that has not come out. This will bounce infield, and wow, Falcon College. And it seems like they've played most of the game in their attacking zone, and that being the Peterhouse half. They've got to capitalize and make it into the 22. They've done well at the line-outs, but Peterhouse will have a chance to dance here. Will that be the case? They had their little meeting in the forward pack. And up they go, easy as you like. Not too much of a contest. Up quite early from Falcon on the inside. I guess it was the hooker. That's another massive run. Certainly getting over the gain line at the moment. Shows he's got to get it out wide. Going backwards at the moment, the speed outside. So it means Falcon doing quite well on defense, TC.
Yeah, doing well, making sure Peterhouse don't cross that gain line too comfortably. But I like how Peterhouse are working their way up. Fortunately there, it's been ripped out, went backwards from Parafin's hand. That is a good, strong carry, isn't it? But good defense. Peterhouse just need to be patient here. So do Falcon in defense, pressing up over the line. It is really, really interesting how this game has started. Fantisa is going to go to the boot. Again, he spotted some space outside, and that's what he did very well against Lomagandi as well, Moody. He kicked well, he knew when to attack. His defense was also pretty good. I think that's a bright prospect for Peterhouse there.
Absolutely. I mean, just, the mindset to, give yourself, to allow yourself to think, right, I've got a bit of time. I can slow down a little bit. look up and find that space and then execute a beautiful kick like that. It's hallmark of a really good 10.
I think he's got the right number on his back, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll look to carry on in the same sort of form throughout this encounter. Still early on here in the first half. Still deadlocked here. Wondering who's going to, break the trend and get the first point onto the board. Falcon retained. Penalty, rightfully so, going the way. Now Falcon College, Peterhouse, guilty of narrowing that gap and making contact with that man in the air. They'll also look to get touch, hoping that they find touch. TC, the kicking for touch from both sides has been nothing short of horrendous. And I say that respectfully, but it's something these sides have to, sort out quickly, especially with how they've, their lineouts have all been good. As we see another penalty going the way of Falcon, a second chance. I'll let you call it. Maybe they might have better luck.
I think this one's going straight into touch, even if it just goes a meter forward. I think he's going to make sure this one goes into touch. But yeah, the kicking hasn't been great. Luckily for both sides, they haven't managed to concede. So neither of them have managed to make the other team pay. And there we go. One into touch, Moody.
All right, so I guess that's how this will be for the rest of the game. Whenever a side are about to kick into touch, you take over the commentary duties. Falcon finally managing to find some space over the line. Interesting setup by the backs, quite flat. Just 4 of them there. So it should be a nice little move. Oh, just not clean ball. It was more of a pod, not a setup at the back. There's a gap and they run it beautifully. Falcon College, he just had to spread it. However, that man was watched well, not rolling away. So it should be a penalty going the way of Falcon. The referee has stuck his arm up for advantage. Brilliant officiating thus far from Mr. Takadiwa Chipumbu. Getting over the gain line at the moment, Falcon, and they've thrown it away, I feel. TC, they were running it so well. Yes, the kick might have worked. And they come back for the penalty. Maybe that's why they did kick it. It's a penalty. I think they might bash it into touch. Off you go.
Penalty time. Time for TC to get the mic. I think commentators Curse Moody's been hurting these kickers out there. But yeah, Falcon seem to be more lethal with ball in hand, in my opinion, Moody. They seem to be a lot more organized. They're creating more spaces. They're breaking that gain line better than Peterhouse are. But again, like you mentioned earlier, it's still deadlocked and everything to play for.
Oh, big time. No, please take it. He's about to kick.
And that's certainly gone into touch. It's into the trees here, into the crowd. So Falcon now in a really, really good position on the 22-meter line. What are they going to do here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their backs haven't had too much luck, both sides. So if you're in an area like this, maybe try something a bit different. Have a rolling more. For all we know, you could earn yourself another penalty and you're closer and you have a second bite at it. Mr. Referee just making sure all is well. That's Falcon. Only committing 5 men into that line out. Straight to the front. And tell you what, TC, as I called it, a rolling more. But Peterhouse up to the challenge, taking them back almost. And that allows for the Peterhouse side to come up. And they've lost it again. Just in the clinical moments, the backs haven't shot as much as I'd have liked, as much as the coaching sides would expect. Still waiting to figure out what's going on over there. It'll be a line out to gain the way of Falcon. They've done well at those line outs. Been a bit, I don't want to be harsh, but we've just seen the same players after the same plays, same sequences, so much turnover ball. Neither of the sides really looked after the ball much, which is something that could be a bit concerning. Yes, it is still early days, and we're still in the first half. There's still the halftime chat to sort that out. A bit of balking called by the referee, Peterhouse. retain that ball. What are they going to do? Going to run it? It is a free kick, so can't send it into touch. Running well at the moment, sending it out to Crosswell. A show and go. A man on the outside is clear. Will he have the pace? Oh no! He's lost it for TC. It's, you know, they're creating opportunities both sides, but unable to really capitalize at all.
Oh, I thought they were in for all money there, Moody. Great passing from the back line, drawing and passing, putting each other in a better position to attack. And when you need that last pass to stick, unfortunately for Peterhouse, it didn't. Falcon won't mind that at all. But they've been doing the same thing as well, where just when you need to hang on for a few more phases, we've seen those infringements coming in. They'll be frustrating for both sets of coaches.
Yeah, no, big time. I mean, especially when you are the last man receiving that ball. If you do a good job of just retaining that, it's an easy run in. Not the case on this occasion for the Peterhouse side. Falcon sent up, still going forward. Bit of sideways running. He's managed to break the line. A beautiful pass. Will he be quick enough? Oh, no, I'd have loved him to have stuck it on the boot. You know, gained some real estate. A little grubber, put on the toe. But going so well. Just haven't made the gain line on that occasion. But their pods are set up well through the back, and that's a big, big carry, TC. Using his arm. Might be a bit illegal, I feel. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, he got away with it, so I guess it was legal. There comes the infringement, though. So Falcon, another penalty that they've been awarded for side entry at the previous breakdown. But love the little pass early on in the couple of phases ago. Moody almost reminded me of Kieran Reid. He was often well known for those offloads in impossible positions.
Yeah, I thought you might have said almost reminded you of yourself. I'd have had a fair bit to say about that. And as we say that, I think, yeah, Peterhouse, or Falcon rather, finds some touch. What would you do here? Their maul hasn't worked. The Peterhouse pack seem to be stronger. Your backs aren't really getting over the gain line consistently. What do you do, Mr. TC?
I think just stick to basics, and part of those basics are make sure you handle the ball, which both sides have done terribly. That has been the main thing in this game. The reason why it's still locked at 0-0, they're not managing to keep possession of the ball, and mainly through those knock-ons. There you go, Fantiso again, just slots it into touch as comfortably as you like.
Yeah, he's done well today. That fly half has seemed really cool, calm and composed. Also really good cricketer for the Kings 11. But yeah, rugby season, and it's, you know, you've got to give it to these young gentlemen. You know, in 3 months, you're playing a different code, and then it's a different, totally different ball game. Even the conditioning is different, and you know, they just make it look so easy. Falcon to feed. They manage a beautifully well-worked line out. It's been a really good aspect of their game. Through the back, but the Peterhouse defense, my word, eating them up. Yeah, just too many penalties at the moment. I think the referee is going to have a word with the Peterhouse side, because Falcon keep going forward, and then a penalty comes. It's just way too many. I think that is a warning. Man, next one should probably, well, we'll probably be sitting not too far from us.
Yeah, way too many penalties for the refs' liking. Play has been start, stop a lot, and this time I think I need to give the mic back to you for those penalty kicks, Moody. That one not finding touch, and Peterhouse under immense pressure, but he's got the kick away into a vacant area. Two people chasing under pressure here. Well collected though, but they need to make a tackle, put them under pressure. Offloaded in contact. Backwards, says the referee. Peterhouse putting in some really strong hits in the contact area there. Falcon regather again. They've got some pods out on the left, earlier carry, and he's a really, really good ball carrier again. But there you go, the double whistle again. I think he's had enough. He's going to reach for the yellow card. Too many penalties. Off you go, says the referee.
Yeah, we called it, TC. We called it. Just lacking a bit of discipline. Unfortunately, the Peterhouse side, Falcon, because of that indiscipline, unable to, you know, really use up the momentum they currently have. And rightfully so, Peterhouse lose a man to the sin bin. This could be where Falcon capitalize. I mean, and as I speak, easy as you like, over the line. I think we've swapped roles, big guy. But yeah, could this be a chance for the Falcon side to exploit that rolling ball maybe? Wonder what they've called. They've only sent 5 again, or 4 rather, to the line out. They've done so well with their line outs. Not straight, and absolutely. That is the right call. And it will be turned over. A bit frustrating for the side, unfortunately. You know, you get some good go forward ball, and could it be the wind? I mean, the flag is just in front of us at the 22. Well, certainly blowing away from where he intended to have that. And it will be turnover ball.
Yeah, Falcon lineouts have been really, really good throughout this first half, Moody. That one, yeah, the wind is blowing from right to left across the ground. So that one just drifting a little bit. But I guess the hooker now needs to know that when he's throwing from this end, he needs to factor in the wind.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll learn his lesson quickly. Peterhouse doing well to look after their scrum, but being put under pressure. It's been a good piece of work from the Falcon side as well. And Falcon have turned it over. Going up, they've broken the line. Certainly getting over the gain line at the moment. Falcon, they will need quick ball to sort of blitz this Peterhouse defense. Wrapping on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he lost it forward. Should he have gone to ground, TC, set it up and allow your side to carry on going forward?
Definitely should have gone to ground. He had a couple of support runners not far from him. They would have managed to maintain possession of that ball and maybe look to rebuild coming down the right side. Again, I guess it's youthful exuberance trying to get those fancy offloads. But again, turnover ball, Peterhouse with a defensive scrum. Previous scrum was very well done by Falcon, putting immense pressure on the Peterhouse pack. They'll want to do the same here and put Peterhouse under pressure, maybe get a penalty on the 5 meter here. So far so good. Hookers causing all sorts, slightly going backwards, but much better from Peterhouse. Fantiso's not going to go to boot straight away, straight into the pole padding there. I don't know who you thought he was passing that to. Wow, well, they're lucky to get away with that for now, but a little bit of comedy out on the park there, Moody.
Oh, no. Look, if he was a first-team player, he could have argued that the pole padding, the cushions, are the same colour shirts. But on this occasion, it's the Devils, and they're wearing a very dark blue. TC, I think he kind of panicked. And that's a golden chance for Falcon here. Could it be a night pickup? Or they'll work it out with the backline players. Off they go. Oh, he's missed his man. Oh, that would have worked so well. He was in the gap. If you look at the run he made, he's off his feet, and Falcon, oh no. Don't know how. Or he's blown it for a different infringement earlier than I would have missed. So Falcon College, oh my days, TC, a golden chance. They fluffed it, missing their man. And Peterhouse will bang that out the 22, undoing all the hard work done by this Greyhound side. Oh, heartbreaking stuff. They've worked so hard.
I don't know what we need to do, Moody, to see some points in this first half. Just over 11 minutes to go. And still locked at 0-0. It's just the errors. I think if they can nip those errors in the bud, we would have seen a lot more in terms of points. But another line out. Peterhouse now. They get that in straight and out it goes to the backs. There's Parafini with a good run. The hooker, he's got an opportunity to offload. He's not going to pass that. He wanted to go as far as he could upfield, and he set it up now just inside their own half. Peterhouse looking out the right. Good show and go, and he's passed it back inside. But again, should he have gone to ground? Peterhouse still working hard at the breakdown, but Falcon trying to disrupt here. Tap on the scrum half's arm there, so the arm is out for advantage. Peterhouse with the momentum so far.
Yeah, what a brilliant run, TC. Wow. Bit of a show. Sends it out wide. Have they got the numbers? They sure do. Right. Oh. Has he got the gas? Has he got the feet? There's a good amount on deal of Falcon players making their way around to defend that. It's a pick and go. Are there enough numbers to look after him? Peterhouse with some good momentum at the moment. TC slowing it down a little bit. No one in there to look after that pillar area at the breakdown, going blind. He's all alone though. He's going to need some help. And Falcon are over that, but looked after well enough by the Devils. They're slowing things down a little bit. They've got the numbers on the outside, so it's about spreading it out now. They still choose to bash forward. And that's almost, look, you can give it to them for just the patience, because usually at this level, rush of blood gets to the head. Falcon College over that ball, and they get the penalty. TC, some brilliant defense. He was there in time. He literally waited on it. He knew he was going to make the tackle, but in over that ball and turn it over. Both sides getting ever so close, TC, but just can't make it happen right at the end, eh?
Yeah, it's entertaining until it actually gets to that turnover or break and play. Peterhouse, they had some really, really good possession, working their way upfield from right to left. Just when you think we're going to get the first points, Peterhouse gets penalized for holding on, and that was very good jackling. This, though, has he done enough? Oh, great effort, though. Great effort, but it does go into touch. Falcon line out.
No, it's unfortunate for that young lad. He had done so well, TC, getting that back infield, and unfortunately the bounce of a rugby ball may or may not be your friend at times. Unfortunately, wrong timing. Waiting on this Falcon line out. Both sides have had some really awesome variations, and as I say that, I jinx them. They lose their own line out. Should probably just quit commentary, TC. Spinning it out wide nicely, Peterhouse. He wraps around the wing. He's still going, but finally caught up with. Geez, the momentum to have carried him that much just tells you how quick he was going.
Oh, he's got wheels. What a run that was upfield. Had to take a desperate attempt in defense to stop him, but ended up in touch, and Falcon have a line out.
Yeah, just in the background, TC, for all that aren't here. He's not even watching the rugby at the moment. His head is turned left, stargazing as the Peterhouse Kings make their way into their change rooms to prep for their warm-up before the big encounter. The Kings taking on the Mad Dogs. We will be streaming it here on Super Sports Schools, so please do join us. Kara Sports, I beg your pardon.
Another penalty. Falcon will no doubt kick this into touch. Not too sure why the referee wants that to be taken again. What happened there?
Unfortunately didn't see, but it looks like my Falcon side will get a retake. Yeah, I'm really not sure. Really not sure. Maybe not on the spot. So he'll have it again, Mr. Referee. And at the second time of which trying again the kicking for touch. TC, can you make some time to work with these gentlemen, Mr. Coach?
Not sure if I'll help in making them kick it into touch. They might kick it even more infield.
Over Peterhouse now to well up, that man. Looping around, beautiful run. That man has run so well for Peterhouse all day. Saw him coming from around the back, and it's been a beautiful run. He gained some meters. He went all alone. Now Peterhouse spreading that ball really well and straightening up. And then number 3 finally put to ground, but gaining some good momentum at the side. It's out early. It's a bit of scrappy ball for this Peterhouse side. Beautiful hands. They've got the numbers. Just sent it off a little too late. However, at least they still managed to retain possession and carry on this attack if there's. I like just the hands between the forwards, TC. It's not often we see that. Sticks it on the boot. Is there a gap? Peterhouse. He manages to retain it, and the try is scored. TC leave big for it all afternoon, and the home side get the first points.
And what a try that is, Moody. Onto the boot it went. A kick is only as good as its chase, and that was a superb chase. Some calling for double movement there, but its momentum carried him over the line. Peterhouse opened the scoring. That is a fantastic try for them, and well deserved. They go 5-0 up with a kick to come, and someone's been given a card there as well. This time it's Falcon who have to sit out for the rest of this half for talking at the referee, chirping. Rugby referees do not entertain any form of chirping. I mean, you'll see a big guy as large as Ibn Itzabeth saying yes sir to a referee half his size. That's the respect that this game commands.
Nah, more like Kieran Reid, you know, that sort of size. Yep. Now we're in talking.
Oh please, Moody, let's not go down that road. The clashes will be starting later on this year in a couple of months. Actually, we'll chat then.
See you then.
Might I remind you, it went from bok to bok.
Didn't quite hear what you said, but Peterhouse lining up that kick, and they nail it, just like Richie Moanga would have done. So Peterhouse, on the home side, take a 7-0 lead. In this encounter, both sides creating golden opportunities, and only one has capitalized. I'll tell you what, and it is the home side, the Devils.
So 7-0 it is to the home side, the hosts Peterhouse over the Falcon second team. And restarted by Falcon and Peterhouse. With ball in hand, he's back onto the field now, received a yellow card. Early on, Peterhouse now with one-man advantage since Falcon were given a yellow card as well. Fantiso not finding touch. It's a little bit of a pressure pass there, but he cleans up well, looking to step his way through the half gap he had noticed there. Another penalty. The penalty count is certainly quite heavy on the Peterhouse side. But that 7 points, you feel this is going to be a low-scoring game, Moody, or do you think it'll open up in the second half?
I'm pretty sure it'll open up in the second half. You know, we'll get a few tired legs, which will mean more mistakes and better opportunities at the line. Falcon finding some touch. Overcooking that one slightly, and tell you what, it's a beautiful Christmas present. A little too early for Mr. Wellup. Takes that. Now Peterhouse do those pods. A beautiful inside ball. Number 5 is on his way. He looks quite quick, but some brilliant covering defense coming from the Falcon side. Peterhouse carry on this attack, setting it out well. Stepping back onto the inside. He's still going. Fens 1, 2, still going. What a beautiful run. Stuck with him, beautiful and brilliant. Oh, and that's a beautifully picked up. He's plucked that out the air. Will he be quick enough? He's got to back himself. He's throwing it onto the inside. Unfortunately for Falcon, maybe you just go down and look for the pop pass. He knew he was in trouble. Maybe focused on the pass. He might have had a few more meters in him. Wow, wow. Some brilliance within the Falcon side. TC, they've got it.
Yeah, that dashboard had clocked Moody. It was a really full throttle. He looked back, looked for support. He got the pass back inside. Unfortunately, couldn't go to hand. But what an interception from the Falcon fly-off. Some entertainment for the crowd. Scrum now, Peterhouse ball. What could have been a great response from Falcon. Unfortunately, doesn't work out for them.
You've got a feel for this Falcon side, TC. They haven't done too much wrong, but they just can't get over that line. sent into touch. Whoop. Hoping never received that. It was okay in the crowd. Into touch. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll be half time of a very well contested encounter here out on field 11 at Peterhouse. The home side, the Devils find themselves 7 points up. We'll see for the second half. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Peterhouse boys for Derby Day. It is Peterhouse taking on Falcon. Current score lies Peterhouse 7, Falcon 0. Very evenly contested first half. I'm here with one of the Falcon boys, Max Mugori. Max, what was the chat at halftime from the coaches?
So we just have to be very executive, so because we have to make sure that we have to get our touch, so, and stuff like that, so because we're mostly going for distance, so and not actually finding touch, so just emphasis on that and execution in the final third as well. So.
Yeah, we did think that would get quite frustrating for the coaching side, as a few kicks didn't make it into touch. However, what position are you playing, and how do you think the second half is going to pan out genuinely?
So I'm probably going to come in at fullback, but yeah, hopefully the boys come in with a better attitude and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, brilliant. Good to chat to you, Max. Thanks a lot, buddy. We'll definitely keep an eye out for him when he hops onto the park in the shirt number 20. So good luck to my guy, Max. TC, we're back and underway here.
Yep, Mooney, and I'm sure both sets of coaches and ourselves here in the commentary box are looking forward to a much better performance than we saw in the first half from both these sides.
Yeah, man, Max there was just talking about TC, about the fact that the coaches are getting really frustrated with all the penalties they're getting and actually not finding touch. You see Muriro there making the tackle for Peterhouse in that 14 shirt. It's his first year back playing rugby since like under 14, 15. He had decided to play hockey, and it's been something we've seen across Peterhouse, St. John's, where a lot of these boys in their final year have dropped their sticks rather, and picked up the boots again. So good to see him back on the rugby field.
No disrespect to hockey at all, but I think that is a very, very noble decision.
Good start there by the Peterhouse side, forcing a knock on. Falcon, however, will look to make sure that they don't concede any further before they can make any entries onto the scoreboard. Wondering what they're going to do here. The centres look determined. Muriro hopping on over. Oh, he's getting behind in the scrum. What line are they going to work? Muriro carries on, making his way up town. They go open side to centre. An inside ball back for Muriro. They get it onto the outside. Peterhouse flying on that left-hand side. Called back by Mr. Referee. Gone forward. Falcon live to fight another day. Mistakes, TC.
Oh, it was good whilst it lasted, wasn't it? Just that last pass, sailing ever so slightly forward. Referees on the ball to call that back for a forward pass. Left winger thought he was in for all money, but again, looks good, but not the finishing touch they need to turn these moments of looking good into points, which is what both these sides ultimately want.
Yeah, no, big time. And the chances have been created, some good flair, but just does not last long enough. Falcon feed. They'll get the free kick for an early shove from the Peterhouse side. They've got to find a way out. They've got the numbers over the top. Oh, I went up with the one. That is the genuine feeling. Bit of argy-bargy. No love lost. The boys want to cuddle. Call off it. Falcon should be back to full numbers soon. The man who was on the side just stretching out. Mr. Referee having a chat with the captains of both sides. Look to kick into touch. It should be an easy one.
Are you sure?
Don't do this to me. Had a horrendous day calling this. Unfortunately, it is in a scrum. I mean, a penalty. They won't be kicking to touch. And they load it up now. The Peterhouse pack. They have looked the stronger side of the two thus far. Falcon, however, coming stronger. Little ball. Oh, he's just missed his man again. Falcon with another intercept on this occasion. Will they have the gas? No, they won't. Peterhouse with some good scramble defense. It is the second time that we've seen that sort of play. So Falcon up to the challenge, stuck onto the boot. A grubber does it, bounce up well. Peterhouse managed to retain that.
Well, Fantisa cleaning up his mess quite well there, tracking back and making a very, very good tackle. Falcon number 9 almost having a clear run for the line. Again, lacking the pace, but no danger so far for Peterhouse because they have the penalty now and they can get back up into the right parts of the field.
No one would have thought that. And now, Peterhouse again undoing. That must be one of the worst things to see on a rugby field. You know, you make up so much ground, you concede a penalty, and they fly off wherever the kicker is on the day. Just undoes all your work, and just about a second or whatever with a big hoof up the park.
The lineouts in straight, referee's happy. Falcon making some changes as Peterhouse try and charge their way forward. And another penalty using the foot in the breakdown there. So I think, I don't remember, well, in the recent past, Moody, a game that has had so many penalties at schoolboy level. There have been an incredible amount of penalties in this match.
TC, we've had it all. Penalties, knock-ons. Oh, the flag did go up. No. The flag did go up. However, I feel that these kickers, with just the amount of penalties we've seen today, they should have had a good amount of practice by now.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably just got a heel in touch there or a toe. But credit must be given to Peterhouse. They've got a nice rugby referees club here, and they get their referees up. It was so nice to see some of their female members as well, school students refereeing at the Nutri-Active St. George's Junior Festival. So great to see that not only players are being brought up, but also officials. Can Peterhouse make use of this possession? Into the 22 they go. A big run from number 5. Takes a couple to bring him down. Getting closer and closer are Peterhouse. Falcon disrupting at the breakdown. That is good work.
And again, the same call. Whenever a side's in the 22, they seem to lose their ball. And tell you what, Falcon will get themselves out of trouble yet again, hoping that they find some ground.
Well, that's gone into touch, all right, and I think that might have hit someone in the crowd. Just got to keep on your toes here when you're watching rugby. Beautiful conditions out here in Marondera. It was a lovely drive out from Harare, and doesn't get better than this. Picturesque around the ground, field looking really good. 7-0 Peterhouse lead in this second team match. Obviously after this kickoff at 3 p.m. will be the Mad Dogs playing against the Kings.
Fluffed it a bit, but they fought and gotten over the gain line. I don't know how they've done that, the Falcon side, after not being able to get some clean ball at the back of that. And now they can look to free themselves up with a bit of space on the left-hand side. He's broken one. Boom, off to the wing. Will he be quick enough? This is their chance. A handoff. But tell you what, Cole Eckstein with a beautiful hit, saving the day for Peterhouse. With me, I've got two lovely gentlemen from Razawi. Gentlemen, what are your names and who are you supporting here?
My name's Cullen Seaman and I'm supporting Peterhouse.
My name's Sebastian Wright and I'm supporting Peterhouse as well.
Have you felt that the second team for the Peterhouse side, that's obviously you're supporting, how do you think they've played so far? Better than you guys, or?
Not as good as us, but they're doing well.
Fair enough. And back to our action. So Peterhouse, like they said, not doing too great. However, when you do watch some of our action here, it's been too many mistakes, and rightfully pointed out by our two future budding commentators, rugby lovers. Falcon have a beautiful opportunity here at TC to, make some inroads. And we wonder which way they'll work around. Can't even use the pace on the outside because it seems, TC, that this Peterhouse side, they're always there to cover, and they've got the wheels to cover.
Yep, they do have the wheels. And I think they need to use their backline more because they're clearly the quicker side in terms of man for man out there. Maybe that's a ploy the Peterhouse technical team need to try and employ. They've matched each other pound for pound in the forward pack, but the backline, I feel Peterhouse have the slight edge over Falcon.
Yeah, but when you look at the scoreboard, one wouldn't think that. And that again comes to, consistency, because they do play a good few phases, and then after that we don't see too much of them. But now a golden chance for this Falcon side. They've got to get something on the board here to, apply some sort of pressure onto the Falcon side. Onto the Peterhouse side, rather. And through that, we might see a mistake or two creep in to the side.
Yep, line out for Falcon. Peterhouse seem to have pinched that, but Peterhouse guilty of coming into the tunnel, so Falcon will get the free kick.
And the call from the side from Falcon is tap, tap, tap. Use it quick. Hasn't been the case on this occasion. Peterhouse bash that out. Will they find touch? I don't think they will. Rightfully so, just centimeters off the line. He's going to look to try sidestep. He's going to need some help. Put to ground. The support comes in good time. And they do a good job of helping out there. They will retain their ball. Could that be the way forward for them now, this Falcon side? Just keep it more narrow and try go forward. Peterhouse, though, waiting in the wings in defense. And we can see that blue wall set up. Falcon slowing things down here. Sending it out. Met well in defense. And still working at it. And tell you what, TC.
The steal was good, Moody. That was no problem there. The infringement came earlier for being offside, but again, a great piece of jackling there we see from Peterhouse. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, there was an earlier infringement. They were playing under penalty advantage. It's very kickable. They're not interested in 3 points. They're going for the corner.
I was actually going to say I would do that because if you can get within 5, you give yourself a genuine chance. Yes, it hasn't worked all game, but if you pick the right man, if the call is for the right man to receive that, you could find Falcon wanting. And once the momentum gets going at a maul, it's really hard to stop TC, so this could be Falcon's chance. As we wait on that throw, that can't be an issue for them. They've got no option. It's got to be perfect. As we see them line it up. Go to the middle, and done so well. And, the sack was beautiful from the Peterhouse side. And it's turned over. Just hasn't been Falcon's day at all, unfortunately. Lady Luck has not favoured the Greyhounds all the way from Izzy Godini.
Peterhouse have taken the tap quickly, and then 9 has taken the ball up, and this is good interplay from Peterhouse. It's not gone forward, so here comes the speedster now. One to beat, hands on the collar. Peterhouse are in here, no one's going to stop him. He's happy, he's going right in between the sticks. Make that 12th, Moody, with the kick to come. Full length of the field try, and Peterhouse take a bigger stand in this game at home.
Never want to call on a game early, but could this be at TC? Just the awareness from Peterhouse and the structure to have the right amount of men on the outside. Quick tap, and they've shown some gas on the outside. They've made it look easy. He stuck it under the poles. Should be an easy kick. It should be 14. Is there a way for Falcon back here, TC?
Well, if this kick goes through the sticks, Moody, it's going to be an awfully tough task for Falcon to come back into it based on how they've performed in this game and on the scoreboard. They haven't managed to score any points. Plenty of time to come back into the lead. I mean, just over 20 minutes to go in this second half. Can they? Yes. Will they? Well, we'll wait and see.
Should be a simple kick. It looks like Cole Eckstein. And he makes a light work of it to make it 14. Without loss for the Peterhouse side. Falcon College, and they've got it all to do. They just need a moment of brilliance to, you know, lift up the tempo for their side and conjure up some sort of comeback. They're not too far away, but it will come with a lot of hard work. I feel they've done well, but just been super unlucky. Have they also got themselves to blame? Slightly so. On occasions, yes. All of those kicks that didn't make it into touch, as we see. A nice hanging kick. Set up well. And they managed to retain their own ball. Quite slow at the breakdowns now. Well, that's what they did do earlier on this Falcon side. And as far as we are concerned, it just allowed time, thinking time, for the defensive side to figure out what they were doing and to set themselves up. Falcon now on the attack. He's broken 1 or 2 tackles, finally put to ground. Back on the inside, into contact, back into the traffic, however. They've got to work at it, Falcon. A big busting run over the gain line, and that's got to be the intent. And they've lost it. Super unlucky today, and unfortunately, after that last penalty, I don't see too much. And again, some more chirping. It's discipline. They've got to sort it out, TC, because earlier they lost a man to the sin bin, and when you need it, when you don't need it at all, he marched back an extra 10 meters for just, you know, saying a few extra unnecessary words to the referee.
Yeah, and that plays right into Peterhouse's hands, doesn't it? They won't mind that at all. Eckstein with the ball in hand. He's going to try to get it up as far forward as he can. Talented sportsman he is. We saw him at the Under-19 Cricket World Cup opening the bowling for Zimbabwe. Now we see him in the second team rugby. So plenty of talent. Talented family, actually. Great sports people in the family.
Certainly got none of those genes from their old man. But I know, really awesome to see Cole out on the field, because we know he has struggled with those back issues. And yeah, has chosen rugby as a sport to keep him fit for the leather and willow.
I sure do hope he can tell our voices apart, Mr. Eckstein. And this is it. Well, he is splitting the defense apart. His boot has come off. That's not going to stop him. He sends it off to number 6. They're getting closer and closer here. Peterhouse, what a run. That surely is holding on. Or is it being stolen? How have they managed to keep that, Peterhouse? Thought so. Thought as much. Looked like that was hands on the ball in a good position. And Falcon needs something, Moody, just to get their team up, team spirits up, the morale up. They need points, and they need those points desperately.
Yeah, no, big time, and they've got to come soon. They've got to come soon. They find touch just on the 22. They'll also, I'm pretty sure, look to still exit here. It's never a comfortable place to find themselves in. They've got to put their heads up this Falcon side. Yes, Peterhouse seem to, you know, side doing better than the other at the moment, according to the scoreboard. I will point out. Wheeler going up, can't put enough of a fight. But tell you what, enough pressure. As Falcon has that ball come out? Will it come out? It seems set to do so. And that's a run. He's still in the 22. So they'll want to use that advantage to possibly use the boot. Like, do they want to make it out? They're going to use the hands. TC, a big bustling run.
It'll take an extreme amount of patience and teamwork to get up and score a try from this field position. That pass goes backwards, putting even more pressure on Falcon. In their 22 now, into touch it goes. That should have been sent up field territory there, Moody, and now they pay for it because inside their 22, Falcon have a line out. Peterhouse have a line out, sorry.
They should have sent it out, as far as I'm concerned. Get some fast men behind that ball to chase and hopefully get something to come out of it. But instead, they tried to run it. They're in trouble again. Peterhouse have definitely smelt some blood within the water. Greyhound could be bleeding. It's not over yet. But the Kings, not straight, rightfully called. Again, another mistake. TC, how do you feel about that?
I think that was right. I think that was perfectly in straight.
I do hope our microphones are strong enough. However, onto our action. Falcon with another chance to exit. Beautifully well worked scrum. It seems Falcon have sort of fixed their scrumming woes, and that's a brilliant line. He breaks the line. He's made about 10 meters over the advantage line. It's been slowed down, or has it been turned over? No, it has been turned over by Peterhouse. Doing well to look after that. And that's stuck on the boot, a charge down. That'll be a penalty for offside, says Mr. Referee. Peterhouse. Looking for touch. Mixteen making his way over to hoof that one into touch. Does so with, oh no, he hasn't. Jinxed him again. They've got to work, both sides. If that's got to be one of our biggest takeaways, because when you get a penalty, TC, a line out is a brilliant set piece opportunity to, breach the defensive lines. They failed to do so, and now Peterhouse are putting them to the sword for it.
Indeed, they are. Peterhouse just need to be patient here. Keep ball in hand. Make sure you support one another at the breakdown, but that is some good handling. Out to the left it goes for the corner. Has he made it? Tried to offload it. Charging for the line. Referee's right there. And it's another try, Moody. Peterhouse, this is playing right into their hands. Falcon just struggling to deal with the ball in their own 22. Why they're playing it in there, who knows? But it's not working. And now Peterhouse surely have sealed this game.
No, TC, unfortunately, we're going to have to call it. And they have. And they've done enough. Falcon College. We'll have lots of homework to do. And now Peterhouse just enjoying their nice afternoon, a nice Saturday afternoon, loading on for their first team boys. Carl Eckstein lines up his kick. Taking all his time, Mr. Eckstein, which he has. Got 11 minutes still to go here, TC. It is enough time, but the Falcon still have enough in the tank. Do they? One wonders. That might have just dropped morale, especially if Eckstein slots this. Eckstein don't think that'll have the feet. No, it won't. It won't have the legs. Falcon gingerly make their way upfield for that restart. You've got to believe 19-0 down, 10 minutes to go. 3 converted tries. Call me a madman, but we might be on to something special. I might just call it for entertainment's sake.
Special, that would be, Moody. Well said there, but I don't see it happening. I see Peterhouse, if anything, scoring more tries in this game because of this very thing. They're playing the territory game. They do not want to play any rugby in their half. And Falcon, on the other hand, with the ball now, looking to ship it out to the left. There we go, puts that kick in, just gives the defense things to think about, and that's a good kick chase, and he is sent to the ground pretty hard there. Great tackle, great kick chase, and again, Peterhouse, you can see Eckstein's already sat in the pocket to clear the ball. Very good game management here from the Peterhouse team. So line out, Falcon. They've got to score. They've got to be the next to score, and the next after that, and the next, without Peterhouse scoring any further points if they are to win this one. Peterhouse definitely the more comfortable side at the moment. When you're up 19 for no loss in the 10th, I mean, it's not bad, eh?
If we'll call it that. Falcon up into the, unfortunately, he might have sliced it into the hands of the Peterhouse wing. You know, if you kick like that, it's really hard to make something of it. Pretty much, like TC's just said in the background, catching practice. Call from the side of swing, it's on. They just need to get it out. Take it up to the line and send it. Oh no, just not quick enough with their hands. Falcon College and Peterhouse turn it over again. Beg your pardon, just a turnover.
Falcon ringing the changes at the moment, thinking that will, well, hoping rather, that will change the fortunes for them. Fresh legs on the park. Often does happen though, when fresh legs on the park. Comes with some energy, some fire, some power. And they're going to go for the 3. These 3 will be the start, or could be the start, of the special comeback you've been talking about.
TC, if it is on, my word. That would be a real tantalizing appetizer. Got a hard day shift as we see Falcon gents make their way off. Callum Orford was in that 10 jumper. He had a good day out. Unfortunately for a side, they just couldn't breach the lines of those in blue.
19-3 sounds a little better than 19-0, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly, especially as a Springbok fan, if we turn back the clock to 2017 in Albany against the All Blacks. It was, 54-0 or something, and unfortunately, that seems to be the case as Falcon are still without a better-looking figure on the scoreboard, TC.
Yep. Still on note. It's a 22-meter dropout here. Eckstein will try and get this as deep as he can. And he does do so. It's allowed to bounce. That's not a very good idea with a rugby ball, but bounces fortuitously for Falcon. And the fresh legs coming into play straight away in the number 23 jumper. Isolated at the breakdown. Good jackling. Eckstein has taken that quickly, and that is as cynical as it comes. Yellow card straight away. That's cynical. Should have left him. That one you can't argue any day of the week, can you?
Yeah, I know. Another yellow card. So Falcon have been on the receiving end of those. Hasn't been a good day out for them, unfortunately, all in all. Eckstein with a brilliant kick.
Kicks as well as he bowls. Nice little outswinger into touch there. Good seam position. Well, an opportunity for Peterhouse to move into the 20s, yeah. If they can get their line out clean, I can see something happening with the backs here. I think we're going to see a set piece move here. That would wow the crowd and deflate the Falcon team even more.
And they go up, sent it right to the top. Oh! Peterhouse didn't do well at the line out. Falcon trying to chase up with the scraps of that. Just can't get ball into hand, and they've lost it. We come back for no advantage apparently. So it'll be a scrum going the way of the Peterhouse Devils. Big scrum is the call, and it is good to still hear some morale or some belief within that Falcon side. I don't know if the time is on their side though.
Time certainly not on their side. And Moody, it's not often that you compliment or you hear people complimenting officiating. I think the referee has officiated this game incredibly well. He's handled this game well. He's maintained the discipline of both sides. He's really done well. I think he deserves all the accolades in respect of this game.
I mean, even just look at the way he's handled this exact situation. Falcon having lost a front row player to the bin. They didn't have an equally trained enough or fit front rower, and he's communicated it so well. Tucker has done a phenomenal job. And sending a man out to have even numbers at that breakdown. Really enjoyed watching him. He's one to watch. An avid rugby supporter himself as well. Falcon almost had it there. Eckstein breaks the line. TC to put a nail in the coffin. Cole Eckstein for the Peterhouse Devils. Falcon will have a few weeks to sort out their woes and host the boys, the Peterhouse boys, back on main out in Izzy Godini. It hasn't been the case, or their day rather, today out on field 11. Peterhouse starting well and lining things up for the Kings to perform an equal task later on this afternoon. I don't see too much time here. There's about 3 minutes remaining. Heartbreaking stuff for Falcon TC. They genuinely have not played bad at all. They just haven't capitalized. And that's been the difference.
It has indeed, and Cole Eckstein scoring the try that assures a victory here for the Peterhouse second team. Falcon just crumbled in the second half. 7-0 it was at the break. Peterhouse led, and we felt that Falcon could just tighten up on a few things. It was game on in the second half, but Peterhouse came out strong. They came out firing, made a lot less errors than they did in the first half, and they have been rewarded by points. Currently 24 of them, with a kick to come from Eckstein. And the kick is over. It's successful. Takes their score to 26 points, 26 unanswered points, and that will be the biggest frustrator for Falcon, Moody, that they have not managed to score points. Well, with 2.5 minutes to go, that is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Coach Chiminya for the Peterhouse side, he'll be smiling all week after his side's performance. It's been clinical. Yes, they started off a bit slow with a few mistakes of their own. They weren't all great in the beginning, but they brought things back together. And tell you what, they are well and fully in control here. Looking to exit. Cole Eckstein, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, has been superb. And that number 10 jump up for the Peterhouse side, 12 rather. He's kicked so well. He's put them in the driving seat time after time. And the writing is on the wall here. Field 11 is filling up, ladies and gentlemen. We're not too far off from the big encounter. All the way from Ezigodini, the Mad Dogs have come to try to upset the Kings on their fortress. Will that be the case? We'll have to see. They'll turn a blind eye to the second 15 encounter and write their own story. We should be into last play, just seconds remain. And unfortunately, just, bit naughty. Or maybe it wasn't deliberate. But Falcon earn a penalty. 21 seconds on the clock.
Sent into a touch by Falcon. That'll be a line out. 26-0. They need to get clean ball here. They would dearly love to finish this game with some points, salvage some pride, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Time is up on the clock. Peterhouse kicked this into touch and it's game over. And Fantiso does just that. It's charged down though. Does make its way into touch, and Moody, that's the game. A very, very good performance from the Peterhouse second team. They win it 26-0. Falcon, as I mentioned earlier, just didn't come out firing in the second half. Tough second half for them. But your assessment of this one?
Yeah, brilliant. I felt, honestly, I might get a few people raising eyebrows, but almost evenly contested. I felt Falcon were in it for really long amounts, especially in the first half. They both made the same amount of mistakes. However, at the end of that, who capitalized? Peterhouse did, and they when they found the wind behind their sails, and they put this Falcon side to the sword. They've got a few weeks, however, to fix their woes, as I pointed out earlier. There will be a return fixture. So up until then, ladies and gentlemen, out here on Field 11 after the second 15 encounter, the Peterhouse Devils get 26 points over the Falcon Greyhounds. Next up, we see the Kings take on the Mad Dogs. You'll be joined in commentary by Mr. Tariro Chafambira and Simba Mudimu.